you're kind of hoping to happen, or you...
Yeah, well, I do get asked, if you've read any interviews with me, I typically do answer, because this is true for me. I can't really, I mean, we all kind of know where Korra's heart led her, but I come from the comedy world, so I'm more of a Bolin girl. But I do love, David Faustino and PJ Bird are both wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. They're so funny and such great actors. PJ does a lot of improvising. One of my favorite lines in the entire show is really early on in the series, and it's something that PJ completely improvised. It's that line when Bolin is like, almost being dragged underneath Nago when they're galloping through Public City. He goes, "I want to be on your back!" That was not in the script. That was just something that PJ improvised, and we were crying with laughter, and it's obviously stayed in, and so I applaud your love of Bolin, although I do love Mako too.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Juan.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Fine, great.
And your name is?
My name is Rolling.
Roland?
Hi, Rolling.
Yeah.
I was wondering, while you were doing the voice acting for Korra, did you improvise anything?
Yeah. I'm gonna come over here because I feel like I haven't seen these guys so well. No offense, Roland. How much improv is in it? You know, there are shows, I can speak to Nickelodeon a little bit better than I can other series, other channels, but there are some shows on Nickelodeon where there's a ton of improv. This one, I think, not as much, because the storytelling, again, like I was saying earlier, is so concise, and there's such a specific action happening. I come from an improv background, and I love improvising, but I don't tend to do that much of it. I mean, that's kind of a boring answer, but I don't tend to do that much of it recording Korra, in part because the scripts are so gorgeous that it just doesn't even occur to me most of the time, which is pretty unusual, because I do love swinging a little improv. That doesn't mean it's always funny, that's for sure, but I do love doing it. So I would say, of all the characters, for sure, PJ is the one who improvises the most, and I think it's rewarded by things that end up in the show that he's come up with.
Yeah,
Great question.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anna from Tifa. Tifa? Hi.
Hi, Tifa.
Okay, so I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but if you're no, I'm not a model. If you were a vendor, which one would you be? If I were a vendor, that's a great question. Sometimes, you know, my answer sort of depends on whatever mood I'm in, which is fairly Korra-like also, I think, and probably true for you guys too, but, you know, if you get me in a day where I'm feeling like it's me against the world, then for sure I want to be a firebender.
Yeah!
But there are also days where I feel like, oh, I kind of got it together, and then I sort of identify with air. But I think, in general, it's very hard for me not to say water, because I just love Korra so much, and I love her family so much, and ladies, I love her clothes so much. I love all of her outfits. I love all the clothes. I mean, I think the fashion, that's just, you know, right? The fashion for both series is amazing, and I wish that I could dress like that all the time. So, on a very superficial level, I could say water, please, clothes. But also, like, you know, I associate Naga with water. I mean, I love that element too. So, I guess my general answer is probably water. Thank you. Thank you. You look so familiar. I love your best scarf. What's your real name? What is it? Fenrir.
That's actually...
Hi, Fenrir.
Real name is Steven.
Hi, Steven.
You got two. That doesn't seem fair.
I think you can call me Mom.
Hey, Mako. A lot of hating on Mako. But not on you, Fenrir/Steven.
My question is, what was your favorite part of voice acting for Korra, being Korra? What did you have the most fun with?
Gosh, it's so hard to say. I'm like super sentimental about it, but I have loved. There's not a single thing that I haven't loved about being Korra. as Aaron and I were just talking about earlier today, you know, this is really the first big voiceover job that I've had, and I just didn't know. I mean, I knew on one level, I knew what a big deal it was when I got the part, but a lot of times in LA, you have a hard time believing anything good. Even after it happens, you're always like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like, oh, this is so cool, unless they fire me. Oh, this is so great, unless for some reason it doesn't go to series. Oh, this is so awesome, unless everyone hates it. Oh, this is great, unless everyone loves that but hates me. I mean, you could really like just continually make sure you don't ever get to feel good about stuff in show business, and that's so stupid because it's one of the most fun, joyous things to be able to do. I mean, for those of us who have the opportunity to get paid for this, you know, thing we're passionate about that we love, of course there's going to be a certain amount of fear that comes with it. And I think that people like Aaron and I are just constantly trying to use the fear to, you know, sort of take us forward and be excited, and use the fear also to be grateful for all of the things that we are given. But sometimes it can kind of trap you. So that was a really long answer, but. There isn't anything that I don't love about voicing Korra. I feel like the luckiest person in the world. She's an amazing character. It's a beautiful show. The only thing that makes me sad is like imagining, you know, down the road if I don't get to record them anymore. I'm so glad that they'll exist forever. But if this could never end, that would be like my ultimate dream. Is if I could just do this forever, because I learned so much. For my own life, from the amazing storylines on the show, honestly, from the other characters as well. So, big picture answer, but thank you.
Oh, real quick, before we do this, can you say the line, I love Fenrir? My friends told me to do it, I gotta show them. Come on.
I'm gonna do it, but we all have to do it together. Let's all say, I love Fenrir together. 1, 2, 3. I love Fenrir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good sir.
Hello.
How's it going? What's your name?
I'm Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Yeah, Joe Star.
Oh,
I
don't get it.
Don't have enough JoJo fans in here.
Yeah. Hey, Jojo. Yeah.
There we go.
You're among friends. You're among friends.
Yeah. Okay, so what was your favorite moment in the show? Like, or what was the most fun for you to part or scene to voice in?
I love doing the fighting stuff. A lot of that we have to do in ADR because it's hard to, you know, when we record with the script, they paint this beautiful picture where you can really just see all the stuff happening in your mind, but you don't really record the fight sound until after they've animated the scene. So that's one of the things that we do in ADR, and that's always fun for me. I mean, yes, I feel like a dork because I'm not actually punching anyone, but I love, it gives me the chance to see some of those sequences for the first time, usually in those moments. And I get teased a lot because I don't know how people who've been in the business for a long time do stuff without being physical, but I am super physical, so if I have to punch something, I am like in this tiny room by myself in the dark, going like, so they all make fun of me, but it's a really fun part of recording. So that's my answer. Thanks, JoJo.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm James.
Hi, James.
Okay, I know this is a little bit more for the story side of things rather than voice acting, but how do you feel about the dynamics of Korra versus Avatar? Like, it's all set in Republic City and it's sort of more modern.
I love it. I'm gonna come over here again just so that I'm not all, you know, but, I get super official. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the dynamic. Well, I love the setting, I love Aang's setting. I think it's beautiful, and it's so artfully rendered. I mean, the designers and the illustrators, they do such a phenomenal job. I always say to Brian and Mike that every single panel to me is like you could hang it on your wall. Every time they press pause, if we're matching up dialogue to the animation, I'm like, oh, I want that. It just all is so beautiful, and I think that the sort of more rural world that Aang lived in was so picturesque and so stunning. Obviously, I mean, of course I'm biased, so I have a partiality to Air Temple Island. we still have that kind of Zen stuff happening in and around Republic City.
Wait, what?
I love that kind of steampunk, anime, old meets new. I've been a fan of that stuff since far longer than the series has existed. So when I saw what Republic City looked like, I remember when I first saw that Sodomobile, I was like, okay, this is awesome. So I love it, but I will say about Book 2 that you definitely see outside of Republic City in a much bigger way.
Are you going
do. I hope I can say that. That was said at Comic-Con, so I'm hoping that I can say that. Cut to Janet Varney fired. Does that answer your question?
That's great, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, James. Question or just James? We're going to have to retroactively clap for every single question. Hi. Marissa? Loretta? Larissa, I'm sorry. Hi, Larissa. I don't know how many times I can fake end this panel, so I'm not going to pretend to end it again, but I'm very sorry that I just got that wrong.
Alright.
How was a very quiet, melodious air-under voice? Water metaphors.
How'd you get the voice actor for
How'd I get it?
what'd you do?
Some people might say, why didn't you take a sip when you weren't talking and someone else was talking? Why would you wait to take a sip when you were talking? Here we go again. I had to audition for the part. I got